Jesus and the Fisherman. A Bible story told from Luke chapter 5, verses 1 to 11. Jesus looked out across the crowd. There were so many people. It was like a sea of faces. And behind him was a real sea, the Sea of Galilee. The crowd pressed closer and closer. They really wanted to hear what Jesus had to say, and Jesus really wanted them to hear too. But he also wanted to keep from falling in the water. Then he spotted a couple of fishing boats, and he had an idea. One of the fishermen, Simon Peter, was washing his nets. His brother Andrew was there too. Jesus climbed into Simon's boat. "Would you mind rowing me out a bit from the shore?" Jesus asked. Simon wasn't used to people just jumping into his boat, but he'd heard about this Jesus and could see that he was a popular fellow, so he agreed. "Sure," he said. "Why not?" "It's all right with me," Andrew added. So, sitting in a boat and bobbing on the water, Jesus talked to the crowd. "I've been waiting to hear Jesus for ages," said a man. "Me too," said a woman standing next to him. "They say he's very good." "I can't see," said a boy bouncing up and down. When Jesus had finished speaking, he turned to Simon and said, "I'd like to do a little fishing. Let's go out into the deep water and lower the nets." Simon wanted to be polite. He really did. But he'd been a fisherman all his life, and he knew how ridiculous Jesus' request was. Nobody went fishing in the day. The fish were all at the bottom of the sea, way out of reach. "But we were out all night, Master," he explained, "and we didn't catch a thing. Still, if that's really what you want to do, I'll have a go." "It's all right with me," Andrew added. So out to the deepest part of the sea they went. Simon and Andrew lowered the nets, and as soon as they did, the nets filled up with fish, flipping and flapping and trying to force their way out. "I've never seen a catch so big," cried Simon Peter. "The nets are breaking." "This is definitely not all right with me," Andrew added. "We'd better send for help." They signalled their partners, James and John, who came to their rescue as fast as they could. They pulled the fish up onto both their boats, but the catch was so enormous that the boats began to sink under the weight. The fishermen were all amazed. "This is unbelievable," said James. "But it's happening. It's really happening," said John. "I don't know who this Jesus is," said Andrew. "But only someone with God's power could do something like this," said Simon Peter. So Simon fell at Jesus' knees. "Go away, please, Lord," he begged. "I'm just an ordinary man who does things that are wrong all the time. I don't belong in your presence." But Jesus didn't see it that way at all. "There's no need to be afraid," he said. "I want you to come with me, to leave your boats and nets behind. From now on, you'll be fishing for people." So that's what they did. All of them, Simon Peter, Andrew, James and John. They left their boats on the shore and followed Jesus.